Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Jason Pizzino on the Crypto Byte channel. Thanks again for joining me and subscribing to the channel, which you can do by clicking on anything that says sub on the homepage here. 118. We've doubled since the last time I talked to you guys about this, so you remember to click that, hit the bell so you get some notifications for it, and keep up to date with the news. I focus a lot on the charts. So yeah, if you like the look of that, let me know in the comments down below. Hit the like button, smash on that like you guys know how to do. And yeah, hit me in the comments with anything that you are thinking about, you know, what's going on in the charts. Now, I know I don't like to cover the really popular stuff where all the noobs are jumping in. So if that's what you like, I'm sorry, we're not gonna love what I have to show you on some of my videos. I like to stick more to the roots, the real stuff that's going on in the market and what I'm actually doing. Like, it's all well and good to hype people up with new coins or, you know, Moon, this and that, but I want to be real with what I'm talking about. So I do my analysis every morning. I go through my charts and I'll just talk about Bitcoin today. What I will do first is jump over to coin market cap, so cryptocurrency market capitalization. We can see we're edging on 500 billion. So what I'm doing here is just looking at the coins, you know, the top 20, 30, seeing how the market caps are moving. But then I also went through and checked out my, I guess I did a review of all the coins that I've been in this year, and I noticed some patterns that I could work on for the upcoming year of my own trading. In particular, the really basic, simple stuff, which we, you know, if you've been trading or investing for a while, you hear it all the time, but when you put it into practice, it's something different, you know, because the emotions get involved. So the main things I saw was let my winners run and cut my losses short a little bit quicker. I didn't do too badly. I did get to cut my losses short. This is mostly in, say, ICOs or coins that I have researched. They took a little bit longer to take off than what I expected. They ended up taking off, you know, I could have made 2x, 3x from them. It's pretty good, but I was really looking for the 5s or the 10s, but that's not going to come around every day. So letting the winners run, what I took from that is that I would look to exit half of the position and then keep exiting half until I think that the energy, the steam, you know, that Moon has run out of the market. And that only comes from experience. When you're getting really hyped up and you think you should be buying and you're running off emotion, that's usually a sign that things are coming to an end. Maybe it'll pump again, maybe it will double from that point that it's at, but you just have to have that game plan involved in your, basically in your strategy. So that's what I've learned from that. What I'm looking at here now, coin market cap, before I get into the charts on Bitcoin to follow on from our previous videos, is just the numbers. I love numbers. I don't know if that makes me some sort of weird fanatic about it, but I like the symmetry here. Check this out. 180 billion, round it up. It was around 181 billion this morning. Then you got 90 billion. So half of Bitcoin is Ethereum, half of Ethereum is Ripple, half of Ripple, not exactly, but spare me a few billion here. You know, none of this is exact science, but it's just harmony at its best. Half of Ripple is Bitcoin Cash, half of Bitcoin Cash is Litecoin. That's crazy. The top 5 basically halving themselves all the way down. I think that is some amazing symmetry in the market. Call me a crypto nerd, I don't know, whatever you want, but I think that's crazy to look at. I don't know exactly what it means just yet, but I'm sure I'll be able to figure something out and use it to my advantage. That's basically what I want to do with it. I'm not just trying to call some numbers out and make it look like some esoteric crap. I want to actually make it usable, you know, that I can take action in the market with it. Keep going down, Cardano, Neo, Stellar, EOS. EOS is half of Litecoin. Okay, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to leave it there. But then we start to get into the mishmash of, you know, the top 30. Everything's getting really close to each other. I looked at these and I thought, I want to see a bull market. Obviously, we all want to see a bull market. I want enough time to be able to accumulate a new position, but at the same time, I want to see my investments growing at a rapid speed, but we know that that's not sustainable, so we do need some time to relax. And that's going to lead me on over to Bitcoin. And I know a lot of people have been talking about Bitcoin going to the moon again, even though we just went to the moon. I think we need some more time to relax. And as much as I don't like seeing accounts fall, I think it's healthy sometimes. I know it's healthy sometimes. I know a lot of the guys who have been trading or investing for quite some time, you do like to see when these markets have some accumulation time. So I'm going to jump over to the weekly chart, and you can see from 2013. I'm just going to squeeze this chart up a little bit. Here's the high of 1100. I know I talked about this in other videos, but I think it's a really good point to make. And then we fell for quite some time, a year and a half. We had accumulation. Look at that volume. These gray bars at the bottom that are spiking up above the bars of Bitcoin chart, the price action, that's the volume. And you can see the volume really pick up at these lows, and then it starts to try and make a little move. I'll move this out so you've got some, you can see what's going on here. I'll put it on log, and then you can see the volume pick up, just dies off, but the lows continue just to rise bit by bit, and then we start to take off. And from that point in mid-2015, that's when the bull market started. So without that period of about 8 months of rest and accumulation by whoever was buying, smart ones that were buying back in 2015, it sounds really easy in hindsight, but we tend to not do the easy stuff. We always make it hard for ourselves and run off emotion. Whoever was buying up then saw a fantastic run. So say $200, just a bit over 200, which is realistically where you could have got in many times during that period, to round it up to $2,000. That's a 100x. That is pretty decent. So what I'm seeing here, I'll take this off log so we can just see the magnitude of the drop. That's massive. This line here is my log resistance that I was watching on the way up. You can see it break the log, and then it broke back below the log resistance. This is a logarithmic scale. So I'll put it back onto the linear, keep that nice and steady. Doesn't mean as much on this chart, but I'm just going to leave it there for now. Looking back at the history, I think we still have some time to rest. I know it pisses people off. They just want to see moon after moon after moon. What do you know? I don't care. I'm just taking this as the way I'm seeing it. On the way up through these early stages in 2017, I was thinking that we were going to crash at each one of these, because I'd never seen a bull run of this magnitude from my time of trading in the futures markets. Mostly that's where I was doing my trading earlier. And those sorts of runs are crazy. But once we broke through, I'm going to put this back on the log. Once we broke through that logarithmic chart, the logarithmic resistance, doesn't look like it, but this is at 8,000. You can see on the right there the number 8,200-ish, 8,000. We took off to 20,000, and now it's fallen back beneath that log. So I think we just need some time to rest. Maybe we'll go below 6,000. Maybe we'll bounce between 6,000 and 12 or 13,000 and just find our way again before we take off again. But I want to see a base being built. It's like, you want to build a huge apartment block. You're just not going to throw all of the materials down and take off to the moon, take off 20, 30 floors straight away. You need some time to put the piping in underneath, the electricals, the foundations, anything else that you need to plumb in underneath in that basement area. And that's what this is about, building a base before we take off again. So the stronger the base is, generally that is a sign of how big the move is to come. So if we don't build a solid base here on Bitcoin, I don't know if we have the legs to push to that 200,000 Bitcoin, the 500,000 Bitcoin, whatever Bitcoin we're looking at. It may just be a 20,000 again, or 30, 40, 50. Like, that's nothing to be sneezed at, but really we're at 10,000, and if it goes to 50, that's just a 5x. That's awesome, but this is cryptocurrency, and we don't want to take that risk of only a 5x when we can see a 70% fall. Like, we need bigger rises than that to overcome any of the losses, and that's how the numbers work in this game. So I don't see it as a bad thing. I think it would be an absolutely fantastic thing if we could see this Bitcoin market hold its position here, just drop a little bit, maybe rest itself out, come back, test 8,000 again. If it fell below, tested a few more levels, built the base, and then we started to take off when no one's thinking about it. And that's the time to get in. You get bigger returns. Imagine if this thing fell to 5,000 or 3,000, and if you held your nerve, even with all the bad news of all the regulations coming in, the bans coming in, this thing is a fraud, all the scammers out there, you held your nerve and you bought up big at $3,000 Bitcoin, and then you see this thing go to 30,000, then 300,000, you are going to be laughing all the way to the bank. But if we only see it here at 10,000 and you're content, and we haven't even seen a decline yet, and it makes it up to 20 or 30,000 again, great, 2x, 3x, you still got a winner, but you've got to cash out at that point. That's all I'm trying to say there. I think it's a good thing. Let me know what you guys think below. What are your thoughts on the market? What are you seeing this Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, what's its position in your mind? Are we in a bear market that just needs a bit of time to accumulate, everyone else to buy up, all of us to buy up, and then it takes off again? Or are you seeing the 70% correction as just that, just a correction before we take off again? You think there's still enough legs to moon this again before we have another crash and repeat, rinse and repeat the cycle? So thanks again for joining me. I really appreciate it. This is Jason Pizzino on the Crypto Byte channel. Remember to jump across, subscribe, hit the links down below, and comment me there. Appreciate it, guys. Until next time, take care and peace out.